the film was equally well received, I'm happy to report, here and in Telluride. And I'm really delighted that we've been picked up by Utopia, who will distribute it theatrically, which is, of course, the way to go. They were very ambitious, and they didn't think there was a limit to what was possible, both financially, I guess, and in terms of artistic possibilities and ideas. Yeah, I mean, it's astounding what they did with the album sleeves. They raised the bar. Album sleeves. I mean, there's a few album sleeves that I love that are not theirs, but there's a great amount of album sleeves they've done that are really fabulous. And the stories around it is, of course, what makes the documentary interesting. It's funny and crazy. Well, I think doing things for real, there's more chance on an interesting outcome, because there's things that happen that you don't plan on, like imperfection, which I love imperfection. I think it's fine to strive for perfection, but it's not good to get there. And I think Paul McCartney himself said we could have done it in London and put a mountain of salt and put it in there, but it wouldn't have been the same. I'm sure of that, because how the light falls, you're always, at least I'm always open to things that happen to you and then use them. I shoot more often digital now than in the old days, and there's less album sleeves to go about. The importance of album sleeves have also very much changed. I think Noel Gallagher in the film tells about when he goes into town on the bus to buy an album. On the way back you read everything that's on the album. It was a source of information as well as an aesthetic kind of introduction to the music that's in the album. And I think that's lost, because on the internet you find all you need to know. So the informative side of album sleeves is gone, so it's just an aesthetic element now. In the old days it was more by choice, I think, than now, because now you always want music and you just hit a button and it's there. In the old days, when you had to go to your record player and play something, I think it probably had a little bit more value to it. Also the fact that you had to save up to buy an album. It meant something to you when you went to the record store. So all that is lost, and I might sound like an older guy talking about the old days, and I hope that's not totally the case. But it's different now, and I think there is too much information, there's too much visual output, because in the end it's about the song of the music, and if you always need to have visuals with something you listen to, I think it takes away rather than add to it. In the end, we managed to get everybody, like Roger Waters and David Gilmour and Paul McCartney and Page and Plant. So I think we were very lucky to have people agreeing to it. I think people were very positive towards Hipgnosis. I think they had good memories of the collaboration they had with them. One of the reasons for me to ask Peter Saville to be in the film was to come from the later period. He was the designer for Factory Records and Joy Division as a consequence. And I have on film the album Dark Side of the Moon by Hipgnosis and Unknown Pleasures by Peter Saville next to each other, because they're not that different, but the attitude is different, and I think that's really important. And I came from more with that different attitude. I was more post-punk, and so it's with different budgets, being very inventive with the little things you could do, and I still like that. I think that's the sort of Brian Eno ethos. You give yourself not so many choices, and then you become very creative with the few choices that you have. And I like that. I like to be with my back in a corner and then make it work. I think how I work, I invite things that go wrong in a way. Not on purpose, but the way I work, it's just unavoidable, I think, because I'm just a handheld kind of guy without lights. But I think because they did so much stuff that was planned and had to be a certain way, that I don't think there's room for that imperfection. That would have made it ugly, probably.